Welcome to Three Films and a Podcast, the show where destiny brought together three friends to enhance each other's cinematic journey by watching three new movies in a series of themed rounds. There is no claim of ownership on any film footage used in this episode, as all film footage is owned in its entirety by the copyright holders. And just like every car in Too Fast, Too Furious, this podcast contains spoilers. Enjoy!
What is up, and welcome back to 24 Minutes of A24, the podcast that takes a look at the A24 library 24 minutes at a time. I am Ethan Simmie.
And I'm Ben Lawhorn. This week on the pod, we are watching the very movie that began this podcast, that started it all, and we're inviting you to join us as we do our first ever watch-along pod with the Safdie Brothers' Uncut Gems.
Holy shit, I'm going to come. That's how I feel right now, Ben. This is incredible. I can't believe it. I can't believe we did this.
I was wondering how long it would take you to say that, and here we are.
Yeah, of course, man. You knew I couldn't go much longer than that, which,
makes sense. It was less than a minute in.
I was going to say right in line with where I'm at here. With his debts mounting and angry collectors closing in, a fast-talking New York City jeweler risks everything in hope of staying afloat and alive. Of course, as is the case with the last 100 days plus of episodes, this is being recorded and produced during the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes. Without those writers and actors, we would not have the movies that we have to talk about, especially Uncut Gems. So, just note that is happening. We want writers and actors to be paid appropriately by the studios, and it's not happening yet. So if you can get out on the picket lines, if you can support, you should definitely do that. We are watching Uncut Gems today on the pod. Of course, spoilers are ahead for Uncut Gems. This is it. We're literally watching it. This is a watch along pod. We'll try not to talk too much up front right now and get the movie going soon. But Ben, we're locked in, dude. We're watching this movie together on the show.
I'm very excited. This is going to be something else. We've never watched a movie together, and I'm curious to see what it's like.
No, we have not.
Heard a lot about it, so this is going to be fun. I'm excited to be with you as we watch one of your favorite movies of all time, for sure.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is my favorite A24 movie of all time, which I'm sure we'll discuss and talk about as we get into the movie. But there is one other thing about this episode that does make it so special, Ben.
Yes. While it may not seem like it, this is a crossover episode with my other pod, Three Films and a Podcast. We are kind of sunsetting that pod at the end of this year, 2024. We're starting fresh. We're starting anew. And the name is going to be Unsung Gems, which is obviously ties in directly to this movie. Unfortunately, there were plans for both those co-hosts to be here this evening. There's going to be four of us. And then unfortunately, it's just me. So this is going to sound a lot like a regular episode, but maybe I'll be here on behalf of Three Films, representing everybody there.
There you
go. But it's going to be fun. If you haven't, we'd love if you come over and check us out. We like to talk about movies that we haven't seen before. That's the whole premise. And then going into this new year, we're going to be inviting people on to talk about movies that they love, that they feel don't get enough recognition. And we're kicking it off with directorial debuts, which Ethan right here is going to be one of our first guests. So I'm very excited about that.
I'm so fucking stoked. I shot you my movie choice last week.
You did.
And I feel so good about it. And I'm so ready and I can't wait. It's going to be a great pod. Yeah. Unsung Gems. Go check it out. Really exciting stuff in 2024. But yes, follow on social media. I will rep for 24 Minutes of A24 here on the show today. And then Ben, you can rep for your other pod. Hopefully the next time we do a watch along, I know we're about 3.5 minutes into this and I'm already saying there's going to be another one. But next time, hopefully the guys over there can join us. We can get some fun people on a watch along. A lot of pods have done this, do this. My old Marvel podcast, you and I actually did a watch along of the Loki season 1 finale, which was really exciting. That's a little bit different. That was like 45 or 50 minutes. This is 2 hours and 5 minutes, 2 hours and 50 minutes. Boy. Yeah, this is the big one. This is the big dog here. So we're going to be watching this together, but there's a couple stipulations here before we press play. We are Ben and I live in different cities. Of course, listeners of the pod know this. I live in Portland. You live in Salt Lake. So we're not watching this movie physically together, unfortunately. We are watching this movie together, but virtually. We have a quote unquote exceptionally legal and foolproof paid for version of Uncut Gems that we have, that we're going to be watching and pressing play at the same exact time. This movie is streaming on Showtime or Paramount Plus. That's where you can do it, which I think is weird that it's not on Netflix, even though Netflix has the streaming rights to this movie, at least internationally, but they took it off. And so that's that. Both you and I share a Vudu account. You're so gracious, but we can't watch it at the same time on Vudu. So this is the route we're going. So if there are technical difficulties, or if we're a few seconds off from maybe what a streaming version of this movie is, we apologize, but that's kind of where we're at. And this is our first watch along. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to test it out. And listeners of the show, you're welcome to press play with us as we press play. Or you can just listen along, whatever you'd like to do. Ben, do you have anything to add before we dive in?
I'm excited to get in. The only thing I want to add is if you want a physical media version, get the Criterion Collection of Uncut Gems. It is awesome. If there's a way for us to do that, we would right now, but go buy the physical media if you are so inclined. Yes,
fully support that. I tried to get my Blu-ray player like out in my recording shed and like do this whole big rendition and setup so I could watch my Criterion version. Just didn't pan out. So you know what? Maybe again in the future, maybe in person.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to start this. We're going to start the movie.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. Whenever I say go, Ben, there's a lot of pressure on both you and I to hit play at the same time.
Yeah, trigger finger ready. I'm ready to go.
We are ready to do this.
I haven't had too much of this beer yet, so I should be okay.
You should be good on the timing. Okay. Are you ready, Ben?
I'm ready. Count it down.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. There we go. We have started Uncut Gems. God, when's the last time you saw this movie, Ben? Because I know we did cover it on episode 1. But have you seen it since then?
No, that might be the last time that I've seen it, actually.
Really?
So I'm excited to revisit it. I think it was the perfect movie for us to kick this off with it, especially being your top A24 movie.
Yeah.
I've talked about it. I'm sure I did on that episode and on other episodes, like for 3 films, but this was part of a magical 3-week run for me at the theaters because there was this, there was Knives Out, and there was Parasite all in 3 weeks in a row. And
the Holy Trinity.
Right? And I was like, oh, movies are back, baby. Like, we are back. If this is what every movie is going to be like, this is fantastic.
So sick. I can't, every single time I'm like, oh, yeah, like, let me read some of Uncut Gems or like whatever. I always forget it came out on Christmas. Like, it came out December 25th. Which I think is fascinating, to say the least. It's not a Christmas film by any means.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very, very funny. I want you to, that's brutal. That's always brutal to watch. Gotta be honest.
Like, so I was so confused at the beginning of this movie. I was like,
that's exactly where I was going with this.
Right? Like, I knew, like blood diamonds and stuff like that, but I just didn't anticipate this happening.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're going to get into it, but the whole transition is just
fucking
stellar.
Insane.
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good.
So good. Okay. As we go through this movie and wash this bone off here, oh man. I have a huge list of facts from like IMDb, stuff from the Wikipedia page. We can kind of go through that as we go through the movie. Obviously, we have a couple of hours. So we'll see where the conversation takes us. I do have a very important question up front that's not really related to Uncut Gems at all, though. I've never gone to the movies with you. We've never gone to a movie together. We have, in fact, seen the Academy Awards together, but that wasn't necessarily like a film. Unfortunately, when you visited, not quite enough time to go to a movie. But
it wasn't a theater, which is really cool.
That was
a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
What's your go-to? I'm going to set the stage at least where it's like, oh, I'm going to go see this movie in the theater. Are you always getting a candy? You popcorn? You got icy guy? Because I honestly, I don't really know that about you.
I am diehard every time. Popcorn with butter and a cherry Coke. Like, that's
my
the
fucking
go-to
guy. I knew we were soulmates, Ben.
Right. And if I'm feeling a little snacky, I will get a treat, sometimes like I just like a plain M&M. I love Reese's Pieces. Like I'm in
that's a bad take.
any of that kind of stuff. My girlfriend put me on to dumping the Reese's Pieces in the popcorn.
Yeah.
A nice
So
mix there.
as did my wife. She dumps
Right?
M&Ms into our popcorn, and
Nice.
it's really good. I gotta admit,
Yeah.
it's very delicious. Okay, here's that transition that you were talking about, where we first see this opal.
So good.
I have seen this movie since we covered it. I was able to see it at this like A24 showcase at a local theater of mine. I think it was like last fall or last summer. I think it was a while ago. I did see Uncut Gems, and every single time I watch it, I am just like really flabbergasted by this opening, because for some reason it always catches me off guard with it's such like a tonal juxtaposition to the rest of the film. It's so euphoric and it's so mellow, where I'm just like never expecting it. And this logo, especially like that font and like the circle around it, I just never know what's coming. And I've seen this movie like 11 times.
Yeah. It's so well done. I mean, after seeing Good Time, you kind of have an idea.
Oh God, right into the colonoscopy.
Right, yeah.
Oh my
intense.
God.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, before we get too far, and I have a question for you.
Yeah. Well, I got to answer my snack question, but go ahead.
Oh,
with yours.
please. Yeah, please. Go ahead. I thought you did.
Okay. I generally will get a popcorn if I have enough points. Here's the thing about Regal. They're little bitches, and they switched to Pepsi, and they dropped the Coke contract because Coke couldn't afford it, apparently. So I used to get Cherry Coke like you religiously every single time.
Yeah.
Now I will either get a root beer or nothing. I will literally die of thirst before I drink a Pepsi. So I generally what I will say though is I generally just bring a water bottle, unless it's like opening night of Barbie or like, opening night of something exciting. I'll usually just bring a water, keep it low key.
I like that.
You ever have a colonoscopy, Ben?
Fun fact, I have had quite a few, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is a fun fact.
I've had more than I should for a person my age.
Oh,
but,
no.
Yeah. That's what happens when you live in Brazil and you get sick,
Oh, gosh.
You get colonoscopies when you're 21 years old. So
Oh,
what are you going to do?
God, I'm so sorry. I've never had one.
I mean, hold out as long as you can. Get checked. Be safe.
Not worth it, though.
As long as you can. Like, it's a rough prep, that's for sure.
That's fair. God.
Oh, Lakeith. Hell yeah.
This energy in this, where you're just like, from the start, you're just like, what's in the envelope? B, like, why are you moving so quickly? And why are you on the phone, off the phone? Where are you going? You're unlocking doors. Like,
yeah,
wow.
It's nonstop.
Okay, what was your question?
I wanted to know what your favorite Sandler is outside of this.
Oh, favorite Sandler outside of this?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm going to have to pull up his IMDb page real quick and hit you. Do you have an answer? You seem like a water boy guy to me.
Bobby Boucher. My number one for a very long time was Big Daddy. I love that movie.
Uh-huh.
But on rewatches, I think The Wedding Singer is like number one for me. It's so good. An 80s period piece. It's always
so good.
There's so much to play with there.
Yeah.
Buscemi, Drew Barrymore. It's a great cast. So I'd probably go with Wedding Singer now.
Wedding Singer is really, really good. I'll give you that. I'm gonna do it, and I'm just gonna say what my heart is telling me, and it's Hustle. I really liked Hustle last year.
Okay.
And what do you know? It's another Adam Sandler in a serious role revolving sports. So
nice. I like that.
I would probably say Wedding Singer after that though. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just didn't like grow up with Sandler. Like that just like wasn't. I missed the SNL boat with all these guys.
Which was surprising to me because Tommy Boy was big for you growing up, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. I just in my mind those are all connected,
Yeah. I think it was basically just like Tommy Boy for me. Can I just say real quick? So Judd Hirsch's name just came up on the logo. Mm-hmm. This is really embarrassing, but now if I don't admit it now, I'm gonna go to bed with this and it'll haunt me forever. Up until this afternoon, when I was doing research for this movie, I literally didn't fucking know that was Judd Hirsch in this movie.
Really?
I had no clue. And it's probably because I didn't really have like a lock on who Judd Hirsch was before I watched the
Pre-Fablemans?
Fablemans. Yeah,
Yeah.
pre-Fablemans. And this is my first post-Fablemans viewing where I was just like, that's Judd Hirsch.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, for anyone who's maybe more in my age group, I was a big fan of the old Nick at Night and Taxi. So I used to watch the Taxi show a lot with, DeVito's in it and
wow, really?
Christopher Lloyd, Tony Danza's in it, Andy Kaufman. But Judd Hirsch was like the main person in that show. So like,
oh snap! So you're
I've been tied with Hirsch for a while, so it was fun to see him. Abel, what up?
What up, Abel?
What up?
Palm Clementif right here was in there for like literally a millisecond. I guess all my research told me she had more scenes in this movie, and they all got chopped on the final edit, which I'm really sad about because I would have loved to see more of that world of like her friends and this whole thing.
Yeah, 100%. Having just rewatched Guardians 3, she's awesome. She's so
fantastic.
good in there.
You're taking advantage of me. That's such a Howard thing, though. Like, he thinks everybody is fucking him over. But he's fucking
really
everybody
is.
else over.
Yeah, he's just always on the defensive.
He is.
She does a great job in this movie.
She is good, yeah.
And I just keep saying Uncut Gems. Like,
Uncut
she
Gems.
did in that video. Like,
Okay, I will say this beginning part where he's yelling, "I'm exhausted," is so like his energy of that continues so hard of like all the way up until like I'm so sad, I'm so fucked up. He's just a fucking depleted guy. You know what? And turns out Howard Ratner, Adam Sandler, just a man like the rest of us. Julia Fox says, "Come take a cuddle." What's our guy do? Go take a cuddle.
he doesn't take a cuddle. That's Howie.
That's Howie. That's Howie for you.
With
Executive producers, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Woo.
You know, I've been thinking about that. I think we may have texted about it, but with Killers of the Flower Moon coming out, that'd be another good collaborative draft, you know?
Oh,
Doing
Scorsese
our top 7
ranking.
Scorsese. Yeah.
That could be hot. That could be
People
fire.
thought Tenet was hot. Like, I think Scorsese would be good.
Scorsese would be
But
off
I want to
the,
do it
off
like
the
with
charts.
Fincher too, like with the Killer coming out. Like, I just want to keep doing it.
Yeah. We are recording this on David Fincher's birthday, so happy B-Day, Finchy.
Shout out.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
24 G's.
So this dude in real life, he's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a big
people-
deal, right?
Well, he's like the Yankees, like he calls the Yankees games or something like that, I think. I hope
I
I'm
don't
not wrong.
know.
And it's like Mets, but I think he's trying to remember his real name.
Are you a Mets or a Yankees guy?
I'm an Oakland A's guy.
Okay, that's fair.
Just, you know, being from California.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The whole Bay Area. They're awful, but that makes it easy to like them because I'm like,
There you
no
go.
one's expecting me to like know anything
True.
about them or anything. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, no, Jesus. Just beating people
Like
down in the
Francesa,
hallway.
I think his name.
Yeah, I had some notes on him. Well, I'll come
Mike
around
Francesa.
to him. Mike Francesa. Yeah, I'm a fake Mets fan.
Okay.
I'm always like, go Mets. People are like, baseball? I'm like, go Mets. And then they're like, yeah, cool. And that's as far as that goes. I actually do have a subscription to MLB TV this year. So I've watched a handful of Mets games and I just have it on in the background. It's a good time. But I'm not like a Mets fan. I'm just, I'm a poser. And it's okay. I admit it. And I feel okay about that.
Is it like the logo? Do you like the orange and blue coloring? Like, what was it about the Mets?
Yeah, orange and blue is good. Also, just the fact that like the Mets are just chronically just like fucking up. Where I'm just like, yeah, that seems to mirror my life. So I appreciate that.
I like that.
Always with a sports team. I'm from Portland, and I used to be big into soccer. So Portland Timbers, same thing. They just always find a way to be bad.
Kevin Garnett. I once met him in real life in Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. My dad and I were walking through a casino during the day. It was pretty empty. And there was just this huge guy towering over this roulette table, not roulette table, like craps table.
Okay.
And it was just like enough to catch my eye. I was like, who is that person? That person is huge. I think he's like 7'1" or something like that. Like, he's super tall.
That's so tall.
It was in the day of like the big shorts and stuff like that. And he just had these like shorts that would have been pants on me. But anyways, I was too young. I couldn't go on to the casino floor.
Oh,
so I had to try to explain to my dad who this guy is. And my dad, who doesn't care about sports at all, like walked over to Kevin Garnett and got his autograph for me on like a piece of paper. And you know what? Like this was back in the days when I used to travel with all my basketball cards. Like I had a Garnett rookie up in the room. But I was just so like, we just got to get it. So I have Kevin Garnett's autograph somewhere in some storage thing.
That's fire, dude.
He's super nice. My dad said he was really nice. And like that. So I like, I don't know. I love KG. He's great.
So cool. That's awesome,
the old
dude.
Sonics logo on the shoulder there. I love it.
Yeah, it's fire. I do love, I'm not a huge basketball guy, especially when it comes to like basketball history, but I respect the hell out of Sandler and like his affinity for it. And the fact that like the first time he meets Garnett in this movie, he asks if Stoudemire had time on the clock, and he just like wants to know firsthand what that should have been. And even I like know that situation. It just feels to me like there's no way that was written in the script. Like, I guarantee you that was just like Sandler just being like, yo, I got to ask KG what his take on a game was.
Oh, he just has to know. Yeah.
Oh, fucking crazy ass Jew. So funny.
You know what? Before Haunted Mansion, I would say Lakeith has not been in a bad thing. Like, he's a great actor. And I don't think Haunted Mansion is his fault by any means. Like, he's doing his best. But, like, for the most part, his track record is solid. He's so good.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, you know, Knives Out. You watch Atlanta?
Knives Out, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paperboy.
I haven't seen it.
It's worth a watch. I haven't watched the most recent season, but
yeah, worth a watch though.
I mean, I know we went past it already, but that blinged out Furby is so cool.
So
like,
tight, dude.
So cool.
A24
who came up with that.
A24 did have an auction, right, a few years ago.
Yeah.
They did. They had like the Furby. They had some stuff from the set. They had some Midsommar stuff, some Lighthouse stuff, and I believe the ArcLight in LA that ended up shutting down because of the pandemic purchased the light from the Lighthouse and had it like in the lobby of the, of the theater, which is nice. That's unreal.
Rad. I do love the anxiety of this movie, like the repetitive nature of things that like take a while to actually happen. Like KG, don't lean on the glass. Like, you know, something's going to happen. Like you keep saying it, you know, and same with the door not opening, you know, it's just like these little tension builders. They do such a good job with it. And like the sound design on this movie is insane. There's 7 conversations going on at the same time, but like it works.
Apparently they had goddamn Furby. Apparently they had like 90 pages of ADR, which is just like literally that just like doesn't exist for movies, right? Additional dialogue recordings. So yeah. And you bring up a really good point because, you know, like it just is like this slow release of something that's just really annoying. Or just like, don't lean on the glass. Like, it's so simple. Just like, don't lean on the glass, or just like fix the door. And it just keeps repeating.
So good.
Is it heavy? It's a fucking fish. God. What do you think those basketballs are in the back? Are those Sandler's or are those, you think, Safdie's?
Probably Sandler. I mean, the dude, Knicks fan, like he's probably got a Patrick Ewing signed one back there.
Yeah.
Like, who knows?
Okay. I did want to bring up this point. This movie just got surpassed by Talk to Me as the 5th highest grossing A24 movie ever. Vibe, great listener of the pod. Shout out Vibe. Appreciate you always tuning in. Says that Talk to Me is better than Uncut Gems. Of course, you know my stance on this. But Ben, where are you at on this now drama that Vibe has stirred?
I respect her take. I have too much connection with Sandler, having grown up with him, you know, from Billy Madison and all that kind of stuff. And to see him in this role was like just amazing. Like, he's great in Punch Drunk Love. Like, he's done serious stuff before, but this is on a whole nother level. He deserved to at least be nominated for Best Actor. Like, he's so good in this. So for me, that makes this movie better because like we got something out of someone that we've never seen before.
Completely new, reinvented.
Won't be replicated. Granted, you could say the same thing about what Talk to Me kind of did for horror, but like we've seen like haunted objects and stuff like that. They did it in a very cool and new way, not trying to diminish what they achieved, because it's a great movie, but it's too much for me. This one just takes the cake.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come. I don't think there's ever been a moment in my life where, of course, I've repeated it because of the movie, but I don't think there's ever been like an authentic moment where I've like had such a successful moment in my life where I just genuinely, I was just like I thought the only thing I could relate it to was Coming, where I was just like, this is as good as it gets. There's nothing on that level for me, at least yet in my life.
It's amazing. It's such good line delivery.
And the way he looks up to say it too is so good.
So good.
You got the OG iPhone video layout. Respect.
This has one of my favorite lines coming up from KG. Like, why would you show it to me if I can't have it?
Just show me something I can't have.
It's so good.
Dude, but like how sad for Howie. He is so excited about something. His worlds are colliding, right? Like KG's in the store. He finally gets his opal, and he just wants to tell somebody how happy he is that it's come to fruition without realizing, like, I shouldn't say anything because this is going to create a whole big problem now. And he's just, I mean, as Ryan Gosling would say, he's jacked to the tits, and I can respect that.
Is jacked to the tits. Oh man, that Celtics ring is nice too.
Yeah, Celtics ring is sick.
KG's great in this too. Like, there's a lot of bad actor performances, but he's solid here.
He is super, super good. Okay, so the film was originally supposed to star Joel Embiid in this role. They ended up moving production to fall. Joel Embiid had to drop because he was going to be playing in season. The script was even before Embiid the script was written for Kobe Bryant, and they wanted Kobe in the role. Kobe wanted to direct. Obviously, the Safdie brothers didn't want that to happen. Then they started to look at someone who was retired and landed on Kevin Garnett. And of course, Garnett and the Stone and the Opal, pretty good stuff.
It's solid.
Oh, God.
Oh, there it is.
Damn it, KG. I feel something in this Opal. The power.
It's such a bummer to clean that up, too. Like, it's so gnarly.
That sucked, bro.
I think, as much as I love Kobe, like, he was a fantastic player. KG was the right call for this role. Like, Joel Embiid would not be good. Like, he would not have fit this, I don't think. And the way they tie it into that storyline with his playoff run and stuff, I think works really well.
Very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, Kobe just like...
I was excited. You see, he's just like a fucking dog with his tail between his legs. I was excited. I was excited.
I just love that. What the fuck would you owe me something I can't have?
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Mike Francesa. I know we're far past that, but I found my note. Rare acting appearance from Mike Francesa, whose filmography includes Undefeated from 2003. In a further sports connection, he is considered a pioneer of sports talk radio, beginning as the co-host of Mike and the Mad Dog with Christopher Mad Dog Russo on WFAN in New York.
Okay. So that's what it was. So he wasn't like color commentator for Yankees, but like morning after, I guess, kind of radio show host.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, you talk about how good KG is in this role. This Keith role is unreal. It's so good. The pressure that he puts on all the parties, and he just he turns out to be an ass, and it's just like bad. It's just bad for Howie. Like, he just gets wrapped up with the wrong guys.
Yep. Oh, I love getting this ring here.
That's sick. Oh my God.
I love KG just walk around with a rock. Like, it's so good.
I remember the trailer. I think whatever Lakeith is about to say is about to drop in the trailer. Black Jew power. I know the Safdies, obviously wrote this script real heavily based on their Jewish childhood and influence and everything. And they wanted Sandler to basically be Jewish and represent his superpower as a Jew, right? And have that be a very ingrained part of his core personality, which I think obviously they nailed. We get a massive scene about it later as well. Oh, dude, this shot right here is so smooth.
And the soundtrack, like the audio, like it's so good. And just to immediately go pawn this off.
I was just going to say that.
It's like not even 30 seconds later.
This fucking guy that looks like a toad just looks like a frog.
Yeah.
Check the diamond. Talk to the league. Oh my gosh. They look at him like he's psychotic. It just feels like, to me, especially in this instance right here, it literally just feels like Sandler just walked into a regular jewelry store and they're like, let's just film what happens. And these guys just play it like, they're from the Diamond District. They just play it like they're dealing with anybody else. And they're so quick-witted about everything.
They got some good natural people, not actors. Makes it feel more genuine.
God, and this kind of shot that zooms across the road where you're just like, oh God, how he's getting sniped by these guys.
Yeah. But then realizing the relationship, it's crazy.
So insane. It makes you realize, Howie's just really fucked up.
Yeah.
Flew too close to the sun.
Can you imagine if KG came back to the store, all right, you can have it back. Give me my ring. It's oh, I'll be right back. What are you going to do?
What is that? Okay. Does that speak more to Howie or does that speak more to KG? Because Howie knows. Howie knows he can give up the ring. Let's play that out for a second, because if KG does come back the next day, like Howie has asked him to with The Rock, then Howie thinks he can either go back and get it or just smooth things over. But he knows KG's not going to bring it back. So I think both of them are feeding on this idea of neither one are going to stick to their words for each other.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I also think, KG's in the positive of this, where it's he could buy another ring. You know what I mean? That's one game salary. Make me another one.
That's
this
true.
opal, whatever. So he probably doesn't even give a shit. There's a sentiment behind the ring, but as far as the cost of it, it's whatever.
Not worried.
Oh,
this guy just knows the odds on his head.
This was one of the things that helped me learn about the 6-way split. I knew you could do a couple, but I did not realize just how much you could run the split on this.
Fucking fake rolling.
It's one of the best lines.
I disagree. I disagree.
Gotta be one of the responses I use the most on Twitter. I love that.
I disagree
so much. I
disagree, Gary. Dude, the yellow polo
shirt,
is so fucking elite. It's so good. That's crazy. Christ.
Do you ever want to grow out the goatee and go as Howie for Halloween?
Dude, I would kill to go as Howie for Halloween. I would love that. I would love that. I'd just be walking around, just doing that. Boom, fuck you. Yes.
Oh shit, I'm gonna come.
That's my man. Oh man.
That's what you say. You get a full size candy bar at the door. Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
They give me a fun size, and I'm just like, I'm so sad. I'm so fucked up.
So fucked
It's a
up.
perfect situation. Dude.
Adele Dazeem.
Yeah, Adele Dazeem. Oh my God. She just couldn't give a shit.
No.
Dude, so again, like, I hate to do it, but like, my man, like, I don't know, man. Got a tough draw with his wife. Like, gorgeous, lovely family, beautiful home. Doesn't give a shit about what he cares about.
I mean, it's true, but I can only imagine what she's had to put up with over the years.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, what's it like dating Howie? Like, what was that like when she said yes to marrying him? It's like,
Wow.
What's happening?
Great question. What's going through your brain?
Yeah. The kid.
Just trying to get some solace to watch the game, you know? He's just trying to get some alone time here.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, wow.
Quality time with the kid.
Yeah, good quality parenting time right there.
Like,
this kid's room was just unbelievably decked. Hype squad.
He's got that facial hair coming in. Look at my mustache.
You don't want to know? Okay, I do want to say, you mentioned earlier Sandler should have been nominated. So,
yeah.
Best Actor for the 2020 Academy Awards, which was the movies from 2019. Joaquin Phoenix wins for Joker.
Heard of it.
Small little movie. Antonio Banderas gets nominated for Pain and Glory. I literally have never heard of that film. I don't know if that says more about me or not. Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay, I see that. Adam Driver, Marriage Story, of course. And Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. I did not see The Two Popes. Do you agree with those nominations? And if you were putting Sandler in, who goes? Who gets out? And does Sandler win in your books?
I take out Jonathan Pryce for Two Popes. I haven't seen it, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah, we can agree.
I know Banderas that was it Life and Pain? What's that?
Pain and Glory?
Pain and Glory. Not the Wahlberg Rock movie with Michael Bay.
See, I think that's what I'm thinking of.
That might be what you're thinking of. I know it was like the director's kind of like life story, and I can't remember the director's name. Almodovar, I believe. Pedro Almodovar.
Oh, yeah.
It was like
Pedro.
his like story. So it was probably a great performance. Banderas is great. And I'm sure Jonathan Pryce was great, but I can't take out Leo. I can't take out Adam Driver. And as much as I have issues with Joker, like Joaquin wasn't an issue. Like he's really good in that. So between Antonio and Jonathan Pryce, I'm going to take Jonathan Pryce out.
Put Sandler in.
I don't know. Like there's a lot of good performances there. I still think you can make the argument that this is a bigger transformation.
Yeah.
You know, Sandler to Howie, you know, as weird as the Joker is, like, I don't know. Yeah. It'd be down between those two. Who would you take out?
No, I agree with you. I haven't seen The Two Popes, so I'd take out Jonathan Pryce just because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I just I personally find it hard to believe if I watch The Two Popes like tonight after this, where I would just be like, wow, he deserved to be nominated. Definitely not Adam Sandler. So
yeah.
I put Sandler in the mix for sure. It's tough because my heart wants to say, like, let Sandler win, give him an Academy Award, let people recognize what he accomplished and did and all of these amazing things. Joaquin won, and that was big as well. Obviously that was Joker was a phenomenon, whether, you know, people have problems with it or not. And I don't know, Adam Driver. Like that's tough for me. I feel like Adam Driver, that seems like an Academy Award winning performance.
He was great. And
right?
Marriage Story was great. It was a tough year. It
was a tough year that year. That was the year that like a lot of stuff missed or a lot of stuff overlapped because it was just too crazy.
And that was like Joaquin's third Best Actor nomination with Walk the Line and The Master.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Walk the Line, I don't know who he lost to that year, but he was great in that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't imagine what Sandler's going to ever get nominated for again. You know, I think that was part of it too. It's like, here's our one chance, you guys. Like,
right.
Give him some recognition.
So here's the thing. During a December 2019 interview with Howard Stern, Sandler jokingly promised to make, quote unquote, the worst movie ever if he did not win an Oscar for Uncut Gems, saying, if I don't get it, I'm going to come back and do one again that is so bad on purpose just to make you all pay. That's how I get them. And I got to be honest, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm working through IMDb right now, but I'm pretty positive that the movie that he made after Uncut Gems was Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween, yeah.
Which is horseshit. So he came good on it, and we all fucked up as a society, and that's what we get now. Here's
what I wonder. Did he already have that movie in the can when he said that?
Like, Hubie Dubois is his name.
I have not seen that movie.
Oh, I've seen that movie. It's tough. Yeah, did he have that movie in the can where he knew? Did that movie get released on like the idea of like, hey, if he doesn't win, we release this movie. If he wins, we keep it in the can for next October.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe.
Oh my god, dude, this part is wild.
Yeah, it really is.
I think it's a really good insight into how, like, really sick Howard Ratner is.
I mean, this whole second life that he has, but like his wife, like,
yeah,
kind of knows about it, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, does
she know about it? Yeah,
she's privy to it. But he just goes to like his second apartment.
Yeah.
And bangs Julia
also,
Fox.
Like, turn off the noise. Like, you don't need to have the clicking with all your texting. Like, that's my biggest issue with
like
this.
The bubble, like, the whoop as he sends it.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Put it on silent mode. It's crazy.
Really smart to play it silent here and to not have a score. Really makes you feel the awkwardness. Because it's like,
yeah.
It's like, huh, she's super hot. Also, Howie's like really weird and peeping on her and has a second life. And this is exceptionally immoral for Howie to be doing.
Yeah.
But she's also really hot. So it's like, what do you do?
Also, I think it just shows like how shitty guys can be at sexting. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, the
it's
worst.
Just like, what are you wearing? Good. Are you wet?
And he like jump scares her.
Yeah. It's insane.
Dude, wild.
What has she done after this? Do you know?
Julia Fox?
Yeah.
No, that's a wonderful question. Let's find out. She's been on podcasts. I'm pretty positive.
She has been on podcasts. It is for sure.
Oh, fascinating. So she's been in a couple music videos and series and other things. Got, again, like the voyeurism shot from like another window across the street, right?
Yeah.
So wild. She's been in a couple music videos, a couple shorts. She was actually in No Sudden Move, Steven Soderbergh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very interesting. And then in a movie last year called Puppet, which I'm not familiar with Puppet. But she has two upcoming projects. Number one called The Trainer, and then number two, Uppercut, Highlights of My Hollywood Life. Haven't heard of either. Hate to say. I feel bad for this lady having to deal with Howard's madness.
Adley's. I mean, they like. Let's see.
Okay, I got a societal question for you. If you find yourself in Howie's situation, you're in a massive room that has a lot of reverb, a lot of sound, a lot of echoes.
Mm-hmm.
He takes an extremely sensitive call in a very public space where he starts shouting. I mean, you got to walk out to take that call, right? That's insane.
I just don't know that he has that he's a
the wherewithal to be like, yeah, let me walk outside.
Like, there's no one else in his world.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's how he operates. Like, this is what I need to do right now. I'm going to do this, and those people are interesting. Yeah, I was going to say Adley's not really a place, and as someone who works for the Sotheby's company, is like definitely the Sotheby's Fawn, the auction house. So it's kind of funny to see that. I guess I don't know, Sotheby's wouldn't sign off on it or something. Who knows?
Interesting.
I love these twins though.
Totally made it up.
His twins are great.
Yeah, they're great. Dude. I mean, this is tough. This is like the first stroke of heartbreak where it's like, uh-oh, things are not going to be falling his way.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good, like New York, too, where it's just like you got the honking, you got the squeaking, you got all this stuff going on around them, and they're just parked in the road.
Yeah.
I don't care. Where's my opal? Okay, so we talked about Best Actor. This has a C+ on Cinema Score. I vehemently disagree with that.
Wow.
With that score. That's bad, dude. That's a bad score.
It's not a good score. I'm surprised it's that low.
Right?
I guess some people who just don't like the anxiety or whatever this brings. I think it's just a sign of it being well done. Like, I get it, you know, like, I don't know. It's fun to see the people blurred out in the background looking over. To see, like, what are they shooting over there?
What are they filming?
There's only so much you can do when you actually shoot in New York.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'll take it over like a Marvel green screen New York, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, give me this shit. Look at that jumpsuit. Man.
I was just going to ask, all pink sweatsuit? You pull that off?
Not like Lakeith, but I give it a shot. You know what I mean? There's just some stuff people can wear that I could never, you know.
Couldn't be done.
He makes it look good.
He does.
Just like Men in Black, you know.
Was a Jew. I mean, I like that. I like that they kind of bring that in because to me, that gives like this sense or this vibe of like very much in line with the essence of the opal, right? Of like, it's destiny. It's predetermined. Like the first person to score in the NBA was a Jew. And this is what my calling, and this is like my history and my lineage is like to be connected to this world. And I love that aspect of like what is kind of a throwaway line, but that I like to tie to much bigger and broader things.
Yeah, I love it.
And he gets distracted by his own fucking messing around. It costs him the opal.
It's insane.
Talk about stress, bro. This is it right here.
So I'm also wondering, like, if they wrote this for Joel Embiid, who plays for the Sixers, like if they had like made a lot of connections with the Philadelphia 76ers, and that's why they were able to come film here. You know what I mean? It's like, but they worked out obviously to do KG instead, but I don't know. Cause even that's the game that Garnett's playing against, right? He's playing against Philadelphia in the playoffs, but oh God.
Shoot, I don't know, man. It's tough. Could be taking vacays with his fam, but he's just blowing it on sports betting.
Nuts.
Some big earrings, dude.
Earrings are legit.
I feel like for our first time watching a movie together, we're spotting similar things. I appreciate that about us.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm curious what the next one's going to be.
Me too. Curious what we'll watch along next.
Babylon.
Definitely Babylon. 3+ hour pod incoming.
3+ hours. Ugh.
Dude. That's when you just got to that's when you got to turn it into a fundraiser and just be like, well, we'll watch Babylon for 24 hours straight and pod live. Raise money for something.
Use the term we very liberally.
You're locked in. You're part of this pod. There's no getting out of here.
Part of 3 films in a podcast. Like, oh, nope, sorry. I can't,
no can do anymore.
Oh, man.
Dude.
We got some fun episodes coming up, though. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we do. Some really cool stuff. I've started watching some musicals. It's a little hint, maybe, of where we're headed with a future episode. Got a lot to watch.
That's going to be so interesting. We're going to have to figure out the definition of a musical, too. I think that's going to play into it quite a bit.
So you're going to try and bend the rules. You're going to try and swing and say, this movie that's definitely not a musical is a musical?
Yeah. If we met, yeah, of course.
Of course.
We're playing Monopoly. I'm the banker, man. Like, I want to know. You got to know the rules to break the rules, right?
That's true. That's true.
That's why I want to clarify everything.
I think that's what makes us such a dynamic duo, because I really think inside the box. I'm like, we're watching musicals. Singing in the Rain is a great musical, and that's about it.
Arguably the best musical. I'll say that.
Interesting.
I love that movie, man.
We'll see how it plays. God, they're just stalking him. Oh, the bite. Another iconic line coming up here in a few minutes is about the pool, where he's like, I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that. Just the hustle.
The score, just like,
yeah. So jumpy and energetic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm vibing so hard to the score right now. Wow.
I love it.
It's so good.
I hope people are watching, because there's going to be a lot of silence as we watch this episode or as we watch this movie. Like, I don't want to talk during it. I just love it.
It's such a hard movie to not get. Okay, so this is our first look at the higher ups.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to get sucked in to the energy of this movie. I think this was a really fascinating first watch along pick, because it is unlike any other film. Like, it just doesn't play normally, where it's just like it just kind of washes over you.
Oh,
God, just bats him. Pounding score, like the score just gets so loud.
Oh my God. And again, like, not knowing the relationship yet, it's still just like, oh,
right.
Fuck.
Right. Let's see here. I had a really good, interesting stat. The word fuck, obviously a great time to bring this up right now, because everybody's just saying what the fuck and all this kind of stuff. Used 560 times in this film. That is the fourth highest in film history. After swear.
Okay, wait. I want to guess. So there's 3 above it?
There are 3 above it, yes. Only 3 films ever.
How many of them are Tarantino movies?
None. 0.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
There's one exceptionally famous movie from Scorsese.
Okay. Is that Goodfellas?
It is not. It is Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street is 569 times. The other 2, I hate to break it to you, you're not going to guess. I wouldn't know. They're not like movies.
Okay.
One is called Fuck, a documentary on the word, and it uses it 857 times. And the number 1 is SwearNet the movie, 935 uses.
It seems like
I don't
real
know
technical,
who said that.
Like, that doesn't count.
I know, right? Like, that's kind of like cheating on that stat. So anyway, Wolf of Wall Street, and then you get Uncut Gems. So based on the film's running time, 135 minutes, the word appears on average 4.15 times per minute in the film.
Wow. It's with all that ADR, though, and all those like second conversations. They get so much in there. It's great.
Okay, so here's the tough part. Again, this is, I think, meeting Lakeith was like what meeting Damani was kind of like the first where you're like, oh no, things aren't falling. And then this right here, that look on his face, you stopped the bet.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Oh. It's like the worst part so far.
So,
it's just like,
right here,
we thought he won, right? Like,
yeah. Right here where he's getting basically headlocked and choked. Apparently the people in the car, whoever's doing it is not like a trained actor, and did not know that Sandler was like tapping out. He thought that he was just playing the role, and so like went to town on Sandler and act like a real mafia member.
Oh Jesus! I mean, I guess that makes sense why it looks so real, And
the score is not let up. God.
So much intense stuff, but also just like funny stuff, like just throwing him naked into the trunk, like so good.
I want the underwear. Oh my God, dude. And that look, right, that deadpan look from Arno is bone chilling. Tough. I have not found my help. I've never found myself in the situation where I've even remotely like pondered, what happens if I'm naked in the back of a car trunk? Never thought about that.
You haven't lived yet. You
know? I haven't lived. This is true. This is something I haven't done yet.
Who amongst us hasn't been naked in the trunk, you know?
Yeah, let's be real with each other. Of course.
Like, this is insane. Calling your wife, like, I'm naked in the trunk. Please come get me.
Eric Bogosian, the guy who plays Arno in Succession. Excellent in Succession, by the way.
What is he in Succession? Why can't I think of him?
He's Gil, Shiv's old boss.
Oh shit!
Who ends up sitting on the sitting
Gil
on the team that interrogates Waystar Roko.
What? I did not put that together.
Yeah, and that's so good.
Acting, you know, acting.
Gets me every time. And in Seinfeld, there's an opening to one of the episodes where, or I guess it's not an opening. It's like part of the show where Jerry and Elaine go to meet George and his girlfriend at a restaurant, and Jerry like walks up with a limp, and everybody acts concerned, and he goes, acting, and then he just like he just raises his arms and then goes and eats dinner.
Nice. I like that.
I always think it's so funny. Acting. Just watch your fucking sister.
What is it? Is it Midsummer Night's Dream? Is that what they're doing? Do we know?
It's a good question. I don't know.
It seems like a high school play, but
yeah.
Not.
I haven't seen a Midsummer Night's Dream. I've actually only ever seen one play, and that was Sweeney Todd, the Demon Bar of Fleet Street. It was incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Theater's cool. That's one thing I had to adjust to, but I love it.
Theater?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Jeez. Mouthwash guy.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Dual vanities. I like it.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got to have it. That's a huge, like, rock sculpture.
Yeah.
What is that? It's like it looks like a shell.
Yeah. That's a bathroom, dude. That is legit.
Yeah, that's fire. I love the like audio change up going from a bathroom to a closet and being like like mad padded around you, and noticing that in like his area is really interesting.
Yeah. I can't tell what side of the closet is his and his wife's. Like, they got some like patterns in there for sure.
Oh, I thought this was all his closet. I just assumed this was a Howie closet
here in
right
the
here.
front, though, is like kind of a negligee thing, which, I mean, whatever. Maybe that's Howie's, but
maybe that's his third life.
Yeah. That's for his second hidden apartment.
Going out to the party with some guy named The Weeknd. That's like big Heat vibes right there. What is that, barbecue chicken? Just like when he comes in, the chicken is dry. So, do we know where they live? Because he's got to go into the city. Do they live? There's no way they live in Jersey, like on the other side. Do they live like in a borough like outside of Manhattan? What are we doing here?
I mean, possibly. Who knows? Like up north or something. I mean,
oh yeah, maybe.
There.
Well, upstate, maybe. I can see that.
Pelham 123, something. Who knows?
Dude, The Taking of Pelham 123. I've never seen the original, but I've seen the remake like literally 8 times. Fucking fire movie.
Denzel.
Yeah, and John Travolta.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it is so good.
Dude, Denzel would be a fun draft. That guy's been in some amazing stuff.
That'd be good. You big Equalizer guy?
Oh, dude, I love the Equalizer.
Oh, really? So you're excited for the third one coming out?
I actually am. Yeah, like I
Nice.
like those movies a lot. And was it you that sent me the thing about the prequel?
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about a prequel. An Equalizer prequel. Oh, no. I did see this.
Yeah.
They're interested in an Equalizer prequel with John David Washington.
Yeah, which would be awesome. Yeah, Antoine Fuqua, I guess, on the press run was like, yeah, I would do a prequel with John David. Like, yeah, get Denzel's kid. We know he can act. Like, I would love it. Like, how did he become the Equalizer? How did he, like, it's the Jason Bourne shit. Like, how did he get this good? We want to know.
I've never seen an Equalizer film. I got to get on that.
I mean, the first one's really good. The second one is still good, but I love the first one. Ugh.
Is he drinking an espresso?
Gotta get ready for the weekend, baby.
That's true, man. That's true.
You gotta wake up.
You gotta wake up. God. The colors in this club are so cool.
And he's got to feel so out of place. Like we saw in his colonoscopy, he's 48 years old and he's in some club probably on the weekend to go see The Weeknd. It's just like,
for real.
No one in there is over 30 probably.
Okay, we got it.
He has his old hair in this one, right?
Yeah, The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like Starboy hair. We got to ask, because we covered The Idol on the pod, of course. Is this the best thing that The Weeknd has been in, acting-wise?
I
think it's this and The Idol. I think that's about it.
Halftime performance, he was giving everything he could. He's doing his best.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's a low bar and it's a small amount of things to pull from, but this is probably the best thing.
You want to know it's the best? It's because he's just singing his own songs. That's why.
Yeah,
it's got nothing else going on.
He knows how to do that.
That's true. Monty in the bright orange.
Love it.
Jeez. Dude, okay, so that's actually Trinidad James. I didn't know that either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just introduced him as James. Like, yeah.
You think you can ever pull off Howie's sunglasses?
Dude, you know what they look like? They look like his sunglasses from Ghost in the Shell.
I was just gonna say,
he could fit into that. Oh man.
Jeez.
Dude, that orange is like beautiful. It's so good in the blue light, the black light.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Looks really good. What's Monty's angle on this? So he's worked for Howie for a while. Howie's given him space to sell his fake rollies.
Yeah.
Giving him a little storage shed, whatever, in the back of his store. Is he just is he just realizing like it's time to move on, or is he just like being an ass? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, maybe he feels like he's getting in with KG and that's going to be the new route to go or something. I don't know.
Be the new right-hand man to KG.
Yeah. Get the NBA connections and sell the rollies to the league. Like,
I got to be honest, it's a bad move. Fake rollies to the league, they know what's going down.
Not a good call.
These Trumps on the streets of New York, they don't know.
I like the teeth grinding here from Howie.
Yeah.
So good.
Slowly back and forth. The jaw move.
Yeah.
Jeez. So I guess when they cast Julia Fox for this role, they just say she's a New York socialite, and the Safdie brothers just liked her online social media presence. But Riley Keough also auditioned for this role. So I got to ask you, would you rather Riley Keough or Julia Fox in this role?
I love Riley Keough. Like, she's been great in everything. But I think Julia Fox is like perfect for this role. It's interesting that she it hasn't turned into much for her. So maybe it's good that Riley stayed away from it. If people would have like pigeonholed her like they did with Julia Fox, but I also think Riley Keough is just a better actor overall. So maybe it wouldn't have affected her so much, but
yeah, I think Julia Fox has that like a little bit more of that unknown nature to her that makes it more believable for Howie to pursue.
Yeah.
I think it's similar to like what we said in the Florida Project, where it's like, oh, if you got Britney Spears to play the main woman's part, it's like, she's a millionaire in real life. You can't relate to her the same way.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like. But I will say, I mean, Riley Keough and Zola I feel like is pretty much what we would have gotten here, which I wouldn't have minded at all.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What's up, sexy? How we doing? God.
Who's this guy? Do we know like how he knows him?
I think he's just like a jeweler friend from the Diamond District. But
I like that.
he wants the Weeknd's necklace that Howie pawned off in the very beginning.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Incredible Kendrick needle drop in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the blow up. Shut the fuck up. Howard, we were just doing coke. So elite.
So good.
And then you get the massive volume shift in the Kendrick song. Jeez. Swimming pools.
It is such a great drop. I forget this was out in 2012. Like,
dude, yeah, it's been around.
Some of these things, I'm like, they must have fact checked it all. But it's like, man, this album was out in 2012. It's, I guess, yeah. I mean, he's put out like 4 or 5 albums now.
So crazy.
Such good use of the black light.
I mean, so we're about halfway through this movie right now.
Yeah.
And the ground just continues to disintegrate under Howard, of just losing every single thing around him.
And again, it's these like far kind of voyeur shots, like down the street,
yeah,
like, filming him come in, like, such a cool shot.
I guess the Safdies wanted to shoot on 35 millimeters so bad that they took like a pay cut in order to afford all the film they needed for the movie.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's wonderfully shot. Like, it's hard to argue when they result in this.
What's Julia's angle here? She's with Howard because he's just a sugar daddy. He just like pays for stuff for her. That's the way I take it.
Apartment, right?
Yeah.
That's my understanding, but
tough to be this taxi driver right now.
Right? He's probably seen so much gnarly shit though.
And this like angelic choral music coming in where it's just like we've ascended to the heavens of madness.
What's crazy too is like they could film this on the streets of New York and like it probably wouldn't draw attention. Like that's one thing about being able to film there. It's like, oh yeah, it's just some couples fighting in a cab. It's like, whatever, who cares? It's a Saturday night kind of thing. What's her neck tattoo say? Can you tell? I don't know.
Nah, it seems like a name or something.
I was trying to tell if that was an H, like it said Howie, but that's crazy.
Nah, she got Howie on her butt though, right?
Oh yeah.
Which I guess was her idea to have that tattoo on her butt.
Julia Fox?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
God.
I just want to think those are real people too that were like talking shit to her.
Dude, I 100% believe that. It's got to be.
I mean, I know
Howard just looks so disheveled.
Right?
My guy, straighten up the collar.
He's not taking any time to fix himself up. That is a deep V, man. That is like down to your belly button. Button up.
He's on the edge of like that nipple popping out and it's just swaying one way.
Seriously.
Got to go back to his sanctuary. I love that he keeps a blanket and a pillow there.
Like, this is what blows my mind. Just like the relationship with the family, with his wife. She's like, I'm sleeping at the office. Like,
yeah.
But I mean,
doesn't strike me as a guy that would have one of those electricity globes, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But it's there. So
He's
I don't
also
know.
a guy who has a pillow and a filing cabinet. So, you know. Well, Howie contains multitudes. You can't pin him down.
That's true. That's true.
How many times a month do you think he sleeps in the office?
Oh man, that's a great question.
Like, I'm just trying to think of whoever's opening.
Well, I think we're on like day 2. If we're to believe we're in like successive days here, this is the next night. So like last night, he stayed at his apartment with Julia.
Yeah.
And tonight he's at the office. I would take a guess and say you're probably looking at like 8 to 10 nights a month in the office.
That's nuts. Like, he's still keeping the tag on that shirt. Gotta be able to return it, you know?
Gotta have the option. That's the thing.
Was that a Globetrotters ball? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think so. It looked like one. So this voice on the phone is Tilda Swinton, which is, again,
really?
Excellent Tilda Swinton performance, yeah.
She's always good.
She is.
Shout out Michael Clayton.
Shout out.
We need the Michael Clayton Howie Ratner crossover.
We do.
Get Howie out of a jam. Obviously before this movie. But
get an Uncut Gems prequel.
Prequel, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good, honestly. No. In an instant, he's like, fuck it, I'll take the call.
So good. The teeth, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, another interesting thing to bring up, Jonah Hill originally cast for Howard Ratner.
What?
Yep. So Jonah Hill was originally cast for Howard Ratner. That is until Adam Sandler took over the role about 18 months later, and Jonah Hill dropped the movie. Would have been just an exceptionally different film with Jonah Hill. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I really would have. I mean, this fits so much better, I think. Like, having Sandler do this. Like, Jonah's great. I got nothing against Jonah, but like you said, it's a different, even just the age difference, it makes it seem like he's more of a young kind of up and comer in the Diamond District versus someone who's like created
like
all these
well-established
relationships and all these people who just like almost dread seeing him walk in. You know, it's like, oh fuck, it's Howie. All right, we got to deal with this. But
this scene is so heart attack inducing. I think if you're gonna tell somebody like this is the energy of Uncut Gems, I think you give them this like 3 minutes right here.
100%.
All the phone calls. Got KG waiting at the door. Hears about his colonoscopy, which is like a massive medical thing that he just like plays off like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess Jonah Hill cast in 2017. Sandler replaced him in April of 2018.
Dang.
Movie comes out. Movie premieres at Telluride in 2019.
Well, they wanted Sandler though, right? Like initially, and he said no, and then Good Time came out, and he's like, "All right, I'm going to talk to these guys."
So they wanted.
That's what it was.
They wanted Sandler initially. They sent him the script. His agent didn't even let him look at the script and said no. They sent him the script again. Sandler. I don't know if Sandler read it or not, but then said no a second time, and then on the third time, finally got Sandler to say yes to the movie.
Nice. Just got like. It's just mallet. I love it.
God, and more people coming in. Jesus Christ.
And again, it's so good to like pay off later on.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're setting this stuff up. Like it works in this scene. It works in the story just to create anxiety. But then like, yeah, the payoff later is huge.
And the swiftness of the camera specifically in this scene to kind of tote with like where the action is done very well.
Yeah. Agree with that.
I guess this whole jewelry store was built on a set. So like they had everything they needed. Like to go so smoothly to the back and then back to the front and I live in New York. Okay. So there's our answer. Doesn't live in Jersey for sure. Lives in New York.
Yeah.
I would take it he lives upstate. He's got a big house.
Yeah, he does. A lot of space.
Okay. And I think this is a really smart move right here to introduce like this next wrinkle of like, oh, we knew it was going to go to auction, but now the auction is Monday. And he is forcing KG to bid at the auction. He's just like getting deeper and deeper in his own shit.
Yeah. Oh.
God fucking damn it. Oof. Fuck.
Okay.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Lives in Long Island. Wow, just in and out. And this like this circular motion of the cat, like we're just circling Damani, is genius. So I guess Adam Sandler's wife convinced him to take on the role after reading the screenplay and watching Good Time.
Okay.
From the Safdies as well. So shout out Sandler's wife making it happen.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Good Time, check it out. Like, it's so good.
So good. I mean, I in my opinion, this is definitely the better Safdie Brothers movie, but I think Good Time is a really kind of like I don't know, a different energy level of like what they're still trying to accomplish. And it does it really well.
Yeah, it's a good way to let you know what you're going to get into with them.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so much good stuff though.
Yeah.
Hanging out at that house and stuff. Like, I don't know. We could talk about it, but I love that movie.
Lots of good stuff. Blonde Robert Pattinson. Lots of good stuff.
Right? Batman. Have you seen that? See the Batman?
It's a little movie called The Batman. Yep. It's all right. It's pretty good.
It's all right.
Someone was so kind and bought me the Steelbook, and I have it in my collection. It's lovely.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nice guy.
The Batman.
Jews and colon keys. The chosen people.
We were the chosen people.
Oh my god. Dude.
Oof.
That's just the lowest of the low right there. That is tough. I love how concerned he is for his fish, though, honestly.
Yeah.
He cares. That smile. Love that it's a clownfish that he saves, too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not fitting some of those other fish in the glass.
Oh my god, the smooth. No. God. Him looking at that smoothie. Oof.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Crazy bitch.
Smoothie's done.
Would not want to be in that elevator ride. Let's just say that.
You're just walking around with that thing, like,
yeah, that's high risk.
Well, that's how I'm just gonna walk it myself.
That's true. You're a Jew again. Welcome back. Wow.
I mean, they say a lot of people were like shouting out Sandler while they would shoot, like,
yeah.
I think some of that plays well into this too, just having his notoriety there.
Definitely. Okay, well, here's our Judd Hirsch intro. You tell me, if you haven't seen The Fabelmans, if you're not familiar with Judd Hirsch, you can see where I'm coming from. You can see where it's like, huh, didn't recognize that guy.
Yeah, I get it.
that's so clutch to leave that in there of like cannot identify server, so you have to make a choice what you click.
So good. I love seeing the old style too, the old iPhones.
Those old bubbles. So is this really the first time now that we see Arno, we're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like it's family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I cannot get over the fact that's Gil. That's fucking crazy.
Dude, wild. Do you
like
think
now I see it, obviously, but like, yeah.
Do you think Shiv was right to leave Gil? Did she need to leave Gil, or was that was totally a rash decision that really fucked her up? Her career path, at least.
Logan could talk people into anything, you know. I don't blame her for doing it. I don't know that it was the right choice, but like
it's the empty promises of Logan.
Yeah, he let her believe that, like, you know what, the boys can't do it. I need you to. She's like, okay, and take that chance.
She had such better life outside of Waystar, though, dude.
Yeah. WOM scams.
WOM scams. Oh my gosh. Are those like arcade games? What are those on the side?
I mean, maybe the dude's got money. You know what? He's probably made like so many trades for stuff. Don't you think?
Yeah.
You know, someone's like, I want this watch. Like, all right, you know,
give
money. So give me some.
Give me the arcade game.
To entertain my kids or whatever.
Isn't this Arno's house that we're at though?
Oh, is it? Oh,
I think it is. Unbelievable. I just got to say, like, that little thing right there of like, let me hop on the scale while I'm arguing with my girlfriend and realize I'm 203 pounds and then just get off out of frustration is incredible to me.
So good.
Pussy. How is such a rat? He's just really like dirty. He's just like. So Safdie Brothers' next movie. Can we talk about this for fucking Judd Hirsch? I'm sorry. I cannot get over the fact that that's Judd Hirsch. I can't believe I just realized this. He's so good. Safdie Brothers' next movie. Adam Sandler. Rumor is that it's based in the world of sports card trading.
Oh. I
think that's all we know so far. We don't have any dates or anything like that. Are you in or are you out?
I mean, you heard my story about KG. I had my basketball cards up in the hotel room, so I might have to dig them up and see what I can find. I'm super in. But I mean, Safdies have just become a directorial duo. It's just like whatever they're going to do, I want to check it out. You know, I wasn't around, you know, I wasn't privy to Good Time before this, but now seeing like, oh, you did Good Time, you did this, like I'm on board. Have you seen Benny Safdie produced a TV show on HBO that we just watched, really good, called Telemarketers?
No, I have not.
You should check it out. The documentary, these guys, like, I mean, same kind of time frame, I think like 2012, whatever, early like that. They started filming themselves as telemarketers and just like what the world is like there. And then all the way up to present day and how it's changed and stuff. But it's a three episode series. It's really good on HBO. And Benny Safdie was one of the producers on it. So check it out.
That's interesting. That reminds me of two things. The first thing is that at New York Film Festival, a new Safdie production is debuting with Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder. Do you know about this?
Hell yeah. Nathan for you, baby. I love it.
Unbelievable that's happening. So that's really exciting. Second thing is Benny Safdie kind of just took a hard left on his career decisions and is like, I'm just going to act all the time now. He's in Licorice Pizza. He's in Oppenheimer.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
Do you think that's good for Benny or not? Have I seen Oppenheimer? I did order the screenplay book a couple of weeks ago, and it should be coming up next week, so I'm excited to read it. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, he's one of the better parts of Oppenheimer. I thought he's really good in that. So
he is good.
I dig it. Like, if you're getting the chances and you want to do that, I say go for it. It's funny because it's kind of the reverse of what happens normally, where people are
Right.
actors and like, oh, I want to try out directing, but he's just like, but I guess he starred in a lot of the stuff that they directed. It's kind of, I'm surprised that like, Raka Raka, like the Talk to Me guys, because they star in all of their YouTube stuff. Almost thought one of them would have ended up in Talk to Me, but
seriously, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the next thing.
Huh. Give me another chance.
The coat, the pink coat, his jacket's so good.
So good. It's a really interesting like visual tell as well. Him in these lighter tones and then her in this really bright pink, obviously like from high school prom kind of dress, where it's just like they're two very different people at very different stages in their life.
She wore that to Barbie opening night though, for sure.
1,000,000%. Oh, I had to.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he may have worn that too.
Like, that might have been there.
It's hard to say. That may have been their fit for going to see Barbie.
Probably.
Look at that smile.
You think? I gotta give it to her. I'd have the same exact reaction. You just fucking laugh. You're just like, you're a fucking loser.
You could never ever believe anything he said, right? Like, there's just no way.
Your face is so stupid. Is that like one of the greatest insults of all time?
It's so good.
We're done. God. Like I said, he's trying to crawl back.
Like, less than 24 hours later, like, all right, I'll go back to my wife now.
Yeah, things didn't work out here.
And this does not feel like the first time he's done this either.
Give me another shot. No. So that's one of my important questions to you. I did want to ask you is when we see.
Have I gone back to my wife after my girlfriend dumped me?
Yes. Have you ever had personal experience crawling back to your wife after your girlfriend dumped you? When we meet Howie, he's obviously been. The fake punch is so funny. When we meet Howie, he's obviously been doing this for some time. He's entrenched in the Diamond District. He knows people know him. He's got a reputation. How long do you think he's been doing this? Where is his career and where are we now? Are we talking like, has he been doing this like 10 years? Maybe only a couple of years?
I feel like he's been this version of Howie since like high school. Like, his son was talking about doing the bets, and it's like, if I win the game, I take 50.
Sure, since high school.
I feel like he was doing that stuff in high school. Like, as far as actual like jewelry sales, I don't know, but he's been running the scam, I think, for a very long time. But yeah,
this is the single greatest Billy Joel needle drop in cinema history. The Stranger, as he tries to get back with his wife, goes to his apartment to try to see the note and see if there's anything left and scrounge what might be there, only to realize he's a stranger to himself and his two separate lives.
Yeah.
God. We hide away forever.
What do we have coming up too? The son has to go to the bathroom or something like that. Right?
Yeah. And he won't let him in the apartment. He asks them to use a neighbor's place.
Yeah, that's right.
Which the neighbor is John Amos, who is the dad from Coming to America, which is very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
God damn it. 33rd floor. Pretty high class.
High up. Again, I love the mustache. I remember when mine came in like that as a kid. Like, I'm committed to this.
Yeah. I
have a mustache now.
You've been waiting your whole life for this to happen.
Yeah.
That's him, yeah. I guess he was also in a TV show, Howie mentions, called Good Time.
Good Times, yeah.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
He's a dickhead. And he just keeps hearing the music coming from his room, which is wild.
Die Hard 2. What else is John Amos in?
He's gonna go one.
Dang, he's in Righteous Gemstones. Have you watched that?
Ah.
Talking about HBO shows.
No, I haven't yet. I heard it's very good though.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Who's the guy? John Goodman. He's in Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, and Danny McBride.
Yep. I'm a big John Goodman fan because of the Flintstones. I grew up watching the live action Flintstones.
Okay.
And I was actually just talking to my wife about this the other day, which is very ironic. Of like, she mentioned something about like working in a mine for some reason. So I got brought up in conversation.
Nice.
And I was like, look, if I worked in a mine like the Flintstones and Halle Berry was trying to seduce me, see you later, adios. I'm following that path for sure. And then she's like, isn't she like bad in that movie and like destroys his life? And I was like, risk I got to take if I'm in that situation.
You gotta take it when you're presented with that chance.
And then I'll come crawling back to her. Give me another shot.
So you a big Rosie O'Donnell fan too? Was that
Yeah.
Big on Rosie?
Big Rosie fan.
Big Rick Moranis fan though. Like I love Rick Moranis.
Yeah, dude. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Him.
Incredible stuff.
You know something that might be coming up with our musicals, Little Shop of Horrors. That's a
I haven't seen that yet.
You haven't?
No, not yet.
That's a favorite. That's a favorite of my partner. They have a Little Shop of Horror machine in Vegas, and we try to find those whenever we can.
Nice.
Good payout on the Little Shop of Horror machines.
Oh, pro tip
for anyone going to Vegas.
Wow. Okay. The more you know.
It's good stuff.
Who is that, Mom?
Who is that?
Dude, yeah, his son is caught in a tough place.
Those sleeves, man.
Yeah, I was going to say the sleeves and the untucked shirt. How long do you think he was up there for? Was that real time? Was he up there for like 3 minutes or something?
I mean, if he went one, yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. God, the smooth jazz. You get that smooth saxophone in the back. Wow.
So Long Island, right? That's what we established.
Yep. Live somewhere in Long Island. So I'm curious how long that drive is. I mean, obviously, I don't live on the East Coast. So I don't know, but
yeah,
to go from his apartment to his house on Long Island.
Long Island, is that like Jersey Shore? No, that's in Jersey.
No, I think that's in Jersey.
Who's from Long Island? Is that like?
I think they got a hockey team out there. I think.
Yeah.
That's all I know for Long Island.
The Islanders.
They're famous for their iced tea. I don't know.
That was my first alcoholic drink.
Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
First alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
I said I wanted something that had alcohol that didn't taste like it.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
And that's what the bartender gave me. I'm like, all right, cool. I have no idea what it is, but
I'm gonna have it.
Then I learned it's like 3 different alcohols put together.
That's a hard one to start with. That's top shelf. I was at the store earlier today and I did see, not sure if you're aware, Hard Mountain Dew exists now.
No, really?
Yes, this is a thing. It was like a 6-pack Hard Mountain Dew. And I was tempted. I didn't because I knew if I did and it was good, then I'd be putting it all back. But I hate to break it to you. I'm predisposed. I think it's probably not going to be that good. I haven't even tried it, but it feels like it would just be too sweet, in my opinion.
Do they have the Baja Blast version of it, or is it straight up Mountain Dew?
No, I think it's a couple different flavors.
Baja
I didn't validate the Baja Blast, though. What's this chick from? I feel like she's from something. Wow. Just a dagger to his soul.
Yeah, who is that?
155K is like nothing. Doesn't she look like she's from something? You know what? She looks like Margaret Qualley. That's who she looks like. That's probably where I'm getting that.
Margaret Qualley had a kid with Emma Stone.
That is unbelievably accurate. That is so good. Wow. Frightening.
Yeah, what else is she in?
Mm-hmm. Not even on the phone. She's got a legendary eyebrow raise ability.
I mean, that's why she got the part, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%.
That was the audition.
Can you raise one eyebrow, please?
Let's see the eyebrow. You do the rock eyebrow.
Yeah, can you just look like you don't give a fuck about anything, please? Thanks. How do you think the Safdies got Tilda Swinton to do just a voice on the phone? They just like
know.
email her, like hit her up and be like, "Yo, can you just like hit us with some lines?"
Is that when you pulled the Scorsese card?
Probably.
Or I mean, someone else, like some other connection of like, hey, can you do this bit?
Yeah, can you like get in connection with this person?
Yeah. Scorsese, man.
Dude, seriously.
What a pull.
That's a big pull. You don't say no to Scorsese. I think if you're Tilda Swinton, Scorsese calls. You think Scorsese calls, texts, or emails? What's his mode of communication?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just don't see him as a person that like has a smartphone. You know what I mean? Like,
you think he's rocking a flip device?
Yeah, probably. Who knows? I don't even know if he has one. You know, like just like an assistant has his number, kind of thing.
Oh, true. So it's just strictly through his assistant.
Yeah, I just picture when he's not on set, like he's at home in his home theater watching movies,
hanging out.
Like that's all I think he would
watching
do.
Heat.
Yeah, putting together all those like world cinema boxes for Criterion.
Yeah, probably for real. Well, I know he. I love that he's on his daughter's TikTok from time to time.
Yeah.
Very quality content, honestly. But I think you're right. He strikes me as a fax machine kind of a guy.
Yeah, probably. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know?
Yeah. Like, I got to send a fax to my boy Tarantino real fast.
Yeah. But wouldn't you treasure that, though, if you heard from Scorsese by fax?
Dude, if I had a fax machine and if one day a fax from Martin Scorsese came in, I would probably think that it was the end of times. I would think like, okay, we have like an hour to live. This is it. Yeah. Aliens have contacted us. They've impersonated Scorsese. We're done. No, we're doomed.
We're not. Yeah. Also, like nothing else to live for. You know, I got heard from Scorsese. Like,
that's
what else?
That's as good as it gets. Yeah, I do picture it all to go through his assistant though. That's fair.
Yeah, I love the white sideburns on Judd.
Yeah, it's really good. Would you do this? Would you do what Judd's doing here? Would you help him out and bid on the item, knowing you might get fucked in the end?
I don't know, man. Like that's a lot. That's a big.
It's a big ask.
Big jump. Oh. The goatee.
This
scene, rough.
This auctioneer, I don't know a lot about him. Seems like a huge douchebag.
Yeah.
He's got that aura about him.
Without a doubt. He's the guy that brags that he works for Adley's. Goes to the bar. He's like, oh, I work at Adley's. He's probably not even English. He just like puts that accent on.
100%, yeah. As soon as he steps off the stage, he sheds that accent. He probably like goes out to get drinks with like friends or coworkers or something and wears like an Adley's branded polo. It says like Adley's right on the corner.
For sure.
Yeah. Really great casting though, honestly, because it's just like another guy where you're just like, he gets out the vibe where you're just like, I don't fucking like this guy. Mm-hmm. Big front teeth on this guy, on this bloke here.
That guy had Ghost in the Shell glasses too.
He did, yeah. Big movie for round glasses here.
It really is.
If we were doing a draft for round glasses, I think that's a top draft pick there.
Yeah. Oof.
You ever been to an auction?
Like a silent auction. I've never anything like this where you like raise your hand.
Yeah.
What about you?
No auction quite like this. I have been to a silent auction, and that is how I won my Dark Knight picture.
Right.
Which was pretty cool. But, you know, Silent auction's relatively uneventful, to be honest.
It really is. Yeah, just like
Not
walking
like this.
around. Like, I hope I win this. I don't know.
Yeah. God, those side looks.
Judd.
Judd. He just like his character from this to the Fablemans is literally like, just like polar opposite. He's so like insular in this role. He's like literally physically like short and like kind of hunched and like old.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Fablemans, he's just like so boisterous,
larger than life.
Yeah.
Oof. This part too.
God. This fast cutting between person to person.
This is just like, you put a pause on the bet. Like,
Mm-hmm. You think Arno deserves what's going on? Like, you think he deserves to be put in this state of limbo of like stressing out if he's going to get his money back? Because he did cancel the bet.
yeah, it is. Like that look from Judd, like, oh shit, what do we do?
Fuck. That huge gulp, that physically noticeable gulp from Howie.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the exact same way. You're just like, God damn it. He just shoves it back at him, doesn't he? Gooey. Great name.
That looks like his Punch Drunk Love suit.
It
right?
does. It does. He looks huge. He's swimming in that suit.
He is.
You ever get in the same spinning doors as somebody else in public?
A little shuffle your feet.
It's always the most awkward at the airport. Even though they're bigger, still awkward because you've got your luggage with you and it just never quite works out.
Is this his high school jersey? What jersey does he have?
For KG? Good question.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if he ever wore like a yellow jersey. Played for the Timberwolves and the Celtics, but yeah.
What do you think a player like that would be most inclined to sign? Obviously, a card is a good, like a rookie card is a good one. But like if you just bring like a current, like I guess in KG's situation, like, you know, the last season he played, if you just like bring that jersey, that's not very special. Like you said high school jersey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty special.
Yeah, I wonder if like it would mean more to him to sign like a Minnesota one since he was there for so long.
Yeah.
Or if people are like more I don't know. Maybe they just don't care. Maybe it's like, thanks for being a fan. You know?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll just sign it.
Like Sandler, does he want to sign Uncut Gems DVD or does he want to sign Billy Madison? Or like a deep, like, do you want Little Nicky? You know what I mean? Do you want one of like the true fans?
You want a
like,
deep cut?
Yeah.
That's tough. I would actually just get a print of the behind. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, if that ever happened to me, I'd go down. I'd just be like, admit me to the hospital. Fucking end it.
Yeah, just pull the plug.
Pull the plug. We're done. Stick a fork in me, Jerry. I'm done. His acting is so good here where he's like trying to get his throat back.
Yeah.
I feel like I heard something about this being a real scene. Like they really just like did this with people around and stuff and just threw them in. Oh. Jesus. Like this?
I mean, probably the best way to get reactions out of people outside of hiring actors.
I mean, how loud that water is in this edit.
Yeah.
You see like the lady behind them, they're just like, what the fuck is going, like she's staring at him. Wetsuit, not something I'd ever want to be caught in.
No. And those slick shoes.
Dude looks like fucking Kingpin. He looks like big in that suit.
Big old shoulder pads.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, this is exactly what I was going to say. I would just take a printout of the behind the scenes photos. There's one of him with this in the hallway there, just like posing for the camera. I just get a nice 8x10 gloss print of that and have him sign that. And I think that would be a good deep cut for him.
I like that.
Do you think Sandler will ever get back to something like this? I know we have it. I know he's got another Safdie Brothers movie on the docket. He's done a PTA movie in Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
Does he ever go back to like a PTA? Does he ever find himself in the mix of like someone extra famous and serious?
I hope so. I think he's one of the better, comedic actors that's done it. I mean, we've seen it, with Robin Williams and Jim Carrey and stuff, but I think he does a really good job. I would like to see him do more of it.
Yeah, same. Robin Williams and Insomnia. Shout out.
Shout out indeed. Let's get Sandler with Scorsese. Let's put them
Dude,
together.
Wow. Let's do that. He'd have to send him a fax, but that's okay. I'm sure Sandler's got a fax machine.
He seems like the director that pulls the best out of his actors,
Yeah. I mean, I think Scorsese, well, obviously we have Killers of the Flower Moon, and then rumor is that he's got another religious pick coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the vein of like Temptation of Christ type situation.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. Scorsese and Sandler, that would be good. I just don't even know what you would do.
No clue. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what he wants to make. Because he's in the Last Temptation of Christ and was it Silence? Was that the movie with Garfield and Driver?
Yeah. Have you seen Silence?
I haven't. Have
me
you?
Neither. No, I've heard good things. Okay, everybody shut the fuck up. This is my part. Don't look at me, please. I just can't even listen. My dude cracked. Honestly, that's so funny too that she's like, I'm really upset too. It's like, you don't even fucking know. She's like, I love you, how you got your name tattooed on my ass. Dude, that's not Kleenex, right? That's like scraps of paper shoved up his nose. That's like hard paper.
Yeah. I feel like that's like the notice of like, this is now only worth $200,000.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Put it up there.
Like, let me shove this up my broken nose.
Oh man!
Wow.
Just knowing where this goes, it's like such a bummer.
So hard. Do you remember the first time you watched it? Did you have any inkling that it was headed towards where it was going to go?
No, I felt relief. You know what I mean? Like right after he wins, like after they pull it off, I'm like, oh my God, it's all going to work out. This is insane. Then 3 seconds later.
I mean, I think I was in the same boat because it said, why did you do? Would you ever get Ashley's name tattooed on your ass?
Sure.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that. I respect that. I feel the same way. I would totally get Molly's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I've told her I would even get Howard tattooed on my ass. She vetoed that one, but
yeah, that's understandable.
Oh, this fucking guy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember seeing this because it was Uncut Gems and Joker. Much to your chagrin and much to my
delight.
Yeah, maybe delight. Like much to my just infancy of my movie career. It was those two films that I watched them in theaters, and they both have such shocking endings that I was like, movies are awesome. Like I just didn't before that. I just didn't have a passion for movies. I just didn't go to the movies, didn't watch movies. I wasn't like I am now.
Yeah.
And it was this and Joker where I was just like, that was probably the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I need to chase that. I need to know what happens at the end of all of these movies. And obviously, especially Uncut Gems, I remember physically standing out of my chair. And it was, around Christmas. And I don't think there were very many people in my screening. because I just stood up and I just like put my hands on my head and I just like stressed the fuck out and I was just like, this is where we've ended? Like, this is what he gets? And it just blew my mind.
I love it. I mean, some potential spoilers for some movies, but we were talking about, have you seen West Side Story? Speaking of musicals.
I've seen the new one, yeah.
So we were talking about that on the other pod, and Matt made the reference that it was his son's first movie that had a sad ending, you know, and it's just like, oh, that is interesting. That it's like there is a first time where you're like, oh wait,
this can end sad.
The protagonist doesn't always win. Like that's weird, you know.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. My other question for you is like, which aspect of Joker was shocking? Was it like at the talk show or the like the very
It was the talk show, right? Because like it was obviously before I knew it was based on like King of Comedy and Taxi Driver and these other things that like ended very much in the same fashion of just like you get what you fucking deserve, and then like he just blows his brains out. Where I was just like, I didn't know we could go there. Like I didn't know that was like something we could do.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that, and like that was just crazy to me. And I think, of course, I love the the Vanilla Skies and like The Game and all those movies where like the final 5 minutes you're like, hold on. Like, what does this mean? Is this real? Is this happening? Is this a dream? Is this a prequel? Is this like, are we in the future? Like, what are these things? Right. So like when Joker is on the cab, there was all this discussion of like, right, is Arthur Fleck the Joker? Is he someone that the Joker takes inspiration from? Was he the first rendition of it? Like, does he cause the uprising in Gotham, or does it lay dormant for several years? Like those kinds of things where I was just like, oh, that's a lot of questions I didn't know I could ask about a movie.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So what happened here? I don't remember. Did KG call and he's like, I'll buy it from you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, because he lost it at the auction, right? So,
yeah.
And so Howie called him and was like, yo, you can buy it for this amount. And is trying to like, swim out of this situation.
Yeah.
He said he took what? 11 months, 17 months? It took like a long time to get this opal.
Yeah, yeah.
And he is gradually, which I think is so interesting about this movie, he's gradually and progressively devalued the opal as his own life becomes more and more devalued. Like in the beginning, he's like, he tells KG, like, that's worth over $1 million. Like, this is $1.5 million, this is $1.2 million. Like, I'm going to get so paid for this and all my hard work and all this kind of stuff. And now we're sitting here and KG has offered him $165K cash. And he's like, okay, I'll take it. Like, I mean, we are fucking 20 minutes away from Howard's demise. And I think it's a really telling and smart choice to like, the descent is so quick on the value of the opal.
It really is. And yeah, to only lose 25 grand on this, you would rather than lose 190. It's like, yeah, you take that deal, and we obviously know what he's going to do with that money. He's going to try to turn it, but yeah. It gets devalued so fast.
I'm so intrigued about scenes like this. And I've been thinking about this in movies that I've been watching recently, where it's like, less so in this situation in particular, but like you have a really famous movie star, Adam Sandler. You have someone that's never acted before in Kevin Garnett. And they're going back and forth. They're just giving it to each other. I'm so curious of like, how do they build to this? What happens when the camera ends and stops, and what happens off screen? And like this energy that they keep going to like be like, hey, Adam Sandler, I know that you're very good at this and you've been doing it for 30 years. Kevin, you've never acted in your life, but you're doing a great job. Like, I just think it's interesting that they are in two very different positions and they can give it to each other in a great scene like this.
I feel like they must have some connection, from all the courtside games, like Laker games and Knicks games that he's gone to. So they have some relationship, which is good. And then like all the times that Kevin Garnett's had to do interviews and all that kind of shit, like he is somewhat camera ready. But obviously making movies is like a different thing. But I do think there's probably some connection that they had beforehand that at least like would make KG feel safe to like try stuff. You know, it's like, cool. Let's like, let's get comfortable. And I think you see that in here because he does such a good job.
KG's got some fucking huge earrings.
Yeah.
Some monsters.
Yeah. Oh man.
And the Louis V bag too. This shot, like outside the window and looking down through the windows,
Such
is
a good shot.
so good.
Run, Capital.
Run, yeah. Doing Arno nose. Those three dudes just look like absolute fuckers. Like they cast them so perfectly. Who's that guy that just said you want company? He's from something, dude. He's from. Yeah, I know he is.
He's a creep.
He's a creep. Fair.
I love the hair. And like the score again, like it's not going to let up for the next 20 minutes.
Right. It just keeps going. That's such a good shot.
Such a good shot.
That'd be sick, bro. Would you ever want to book a ride on a Blade?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah, let's do it. It's like a private jet? What's a Blade?
No, it's like a helicopter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like a private helicopter ride.
Like what the Roys take everywhere.
Exactly. It's a big Roy energy.
Oh.
And this is where you get that real big combination. Like I said earlier, you get that really angelic choral music when they have their big blow up at the club. But now we get both. We get this like pitter patter of the drums and the angelic choir. And you're like basically crescendoing to a massive explosion.
Mm-hmm. It's so perfect.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Something I've been trying to decide for a while. An Uncut Gems tattoo. I need this. And if listeners have made it this far in the pod, I commend you and I'm very impressed and I need your input. What do I get? Right? Because I said I can't get the Howie on my butt. That's just, it's not approved. So what's the next thing besides just like a diamond, right? Like that's kind of lame.
Get that Furby.
Dude, I don't know if I don't know, man. I commit, but that's commitment. That's hardcore.
For sure.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, I don't know. What would be the next thing?
I don't know. It's like so obscure. There's like nothing that you can really land on, you know?
Yeah, like an icon.
I'd consider a portrait of Howie. I don't know if that would go over well though.
Get Howie getting thrown into the trunk.
Dude, that shot too is so good.
So good.
The zoom of him falling. He's literally just like living his life like one mistake away from death the entire time.
Oh. And again, this music just pulsating.
Gosh. I always forget, you got to rank this up there among the sweatiest movies. Because when we get to the end here, sweating fucking balls in that glass room.
Oh, yeah. This is, I can't wait to get to that. It's so good. Just him watching the game, just sitting there slapping the TV. Like, I love it.
I mean, you can tell the gears turning so fast in Howie's head of like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? How do I buy this out?
Yeah.
I can't, oh my God. I mean, they don't want to kill him. They want their money. They kill Howie, their family goes kaput. Like, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're really trying their best not to do that. What are your movie tattoos that you have? I know you have a Guardians. You have a Trip to the Moon, right?
Trip to the Moon,
Okay.
Guardians, Death Star.
Death Star's pretty good.
My first one was like a mix of Harry Potter and Led Zeppelin. It was the Deathly Hallows.
Oh, that's fire.
I got Ferris on my legs. I have Life Moves Pretty Fast on my leg.
Oh, I did not know that. Really?
Yeah, a little thigh tattoo.
That's cool. That's clutch.
I also have I have another Ferris one on my arm. What else do I have?
Wow, nice. So I'm slacking. My favorite movies, I'm slacking on. I need a double tat.
Get the double.
Get the double.
So, what would you match up with Uncut Gems?
It's tough, man.
Do you have a La La Land one?
I do not have a La La Land tattoo.
Is that still in the top 5?
Yeah. Wow. The gun comes out. Bulletproof glass. Yikes. Yeah. La La Land is up there for sure. But I think like a Before Sunset. Like, how do you get a Before Sunset tat? Right. Like,
Ooh.
I don't know how you accomplish that. I have a Heat tattoo in my juice box that says action.
You do.
I have an Everything Everywhere All at Once tat. I have the Googly Eyed Rock.
Yeah.
I do have a triangle like on my arm that I got to like match my wife, and we have these triangles in the same spot. But it's on the arm in which I have most of my movie tattoos. And so I was like, how do I, like, that's the odd one out. And she's like, you should put a teardrop under it for Triangle of Sadness. And I was like, that is fucking genius.
Yeah.
So I might do that. I also have a Kylo Ren tattoo from Last Jedi. So
Forgot about that one.
Yeah. Got a few. And then I have a Better Call Saul tattoo on my leg. I've got a Cinnabon that's got like the scales on it, the scales of justice.
That's a show I need to watch.
Oh, very good. Highly recommend.
Nice. I was big on Breaking Bad. I don't know why. I just never got into Better Call Saul.
Yeah, it took me a while, but once I got in, it was just like Breaking Bad. You kind of just hit it hard.
Easy to commit, yeah.
Yeah, easy to commit. The gong on this score is really scary. Okay, what's your take on this guy? I waited the whole movie to get to this guy. Give me your take on this fucking old guy here.
He's living his best life, man. He's just doing it.
Joe, he really is, though.
Oh, the blade. All right.
How much does a blade cost? Like a blade trip. How much do you think?
I honestly would have no clue where to even start. Like $1,000? Like,
I got no idea.
How far are they going? Like, where's the Mohican?
They're going from Manhattan to some kind of casino. Can't remember.
Yeah.
What's your I gotta ask, what's your take on blimps? It's been a hot topic on The Big Picture and the rewatchables as of late. Are you pro blimp or anti blimp? Would you travel in a blimp?
I feel blimp neutral. I don't know. I don't know that I have like a feeling like.
You don't wake up like in the middle of the night and be like, blimps, no.
Like a blimp or like a hot air balloon? Like a blimp?
No, like a blimp, like the Hindenburg.
Year? Well, I definitely would want to go on the Hindenburg.
Like a good year. Yeah, okay. The Hindenburg, bad example, honestly.
Ships, but like the Titanic. Would you go on it? Like, give us like the worst example possible.
Yeah. Iconic Howie right there. The nod.
Look at that. I love that face.
This is what I'm talking about, the sweat. Look at that.
Do the blimp?
No. I don't think I'd go blimp. It's too slow. Too leisurely. I'm not trying to spend as much time in the air as possible. I'm trying to get from A to B, you know?
Yeah. And I kind of feel the same about like a hot air balloon. Like as a person who's afraid of falling, that just seems like the literal worst option.
100%.
I can't imagine just a basket.
How high? Let's go pretty high, man.
Yeah.
Hot air balloons? Yeah.
His stare is like, just, it's what I think about when I think about this movie.
Yeah.
Like Arno's stare is so good.
Yes. You having fun? Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna start saying. I noticed earlier another quote that I'm just gonna start working into life of like, if someone's like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to whatever? I'm gonna be like, let's fucking bet on it, and I'm just gonna whip that out all the time.
Fucking bet on it.
I mean, it's all riding on KG getting the tip. That's
Right out the
psychotic.
gate.
That's psychotic. Jeez, dude. I mean, I've seen this movie a lot. I still get nervous. I'm still is he gonna get the tip or not? Oh my god. We would have been fucked if we didn't get that. Oh my god. And again, like, he's just like sitting in his sanctuary, like it's happening in his shop. He's alone, right? Theoretically, like they're locked in that room. Nobody else is in there with him. My man just wants to watch some basketball, win some money.
Win some money.
That's all he ever wanted.
Hey. You know, if Utah, the Jazz, and Portland are ever in the playoffs.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I have to come up and watch it.
Yeah, big time. I'll go to Utah and catch a game for sure.
Be fun.
It'd be the ultimate bandwagon. Be like, yo, Blazers, cool basketball.
Hey.
Go basketball.
Go basketball.
Is this guy a widow, or has he always been single?
He feels like he's been living the single life. Like, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
That or he's divorced.
Divorce.
He's like,
big divorce energy.
He's had 3 wives, and he's just finally like, nah, I'm calling it.
He's like, nah, I'm just gonna get it. Well, whenever.
Yeah.
Billionaire, right? I mean, he's got big billionaire energy.
Oh, for sure.
He's like a cartoon. Dude, yeah, what's that guy? Where's that guy again? I don't even know his name. It's so crazy. If you look on the cast list for this movie on IMDb, it's 122 people long. If you do it by credit order, like the first 8 of them don't have any pictures until it gets to Sandler, and then it's like a 1 picture or 2 pictures, and then like a bunch more people just like don't even have pictures. So like looping back to what you said earlier, they just got a bunch of like authentic people to be in this movie.
I love it though. I think that's what makes this movie so good.
Who's on that picture wall? Who do you think stopped in?
Yeah, he's definitely got that KG picture up there, right?
Oh yeah, he's got to.
Yeah, who else is up there?
I don't know. Okay, so this Doc Rivers voice apparently is a re-recording by Doc Rivers that is like based on what he said in the locker room or whatever, but they got him to re-record his lines just the way they wanted for the movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He's got a very distinct voice for sure.
If your name is Doc, you're going places in life. That's all I'm going to say about that.
His son's in the NBA too.
Oh, really?
Austin, I believe.
Okay. With a last name like Rivers, I would be far too tempted to name my child something absolutely stupid as fuck.
You attempted to?
No, I would be tempted to name him like.
Oh, you'd be tempted,
like Flowing, like Flowing Rivers or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What's the score? Are they winning?
That's one of my favorite parts of Ferris Bueller, and it's like, what's the score? 0-0. Who's winning? So good.
I think in another life, Howie would have been an excellent, like sports journalist personality. Like, give him his own morning talk show. Like, he would just crush it on the microphone.
He'd be Francesa for sure.
Yeah, big time.
Right? Or maybe he'd be the Mad Dog part.
Fairly safe career considering what he's got into right now.
Yes.
That would be a lot better for our guy. I love that we get the Howie voiceover away from the shop in this situation. I mean, he's the driving energy and the driving force of like this final 20-minute swing.
And again, like the score is not letting up, like it's still moving along.
The iPad. What's my guy been doing since the time he saw her down in the lobby until now? If he needed a shower, he could have.
Making money, making plans, making money.
Making money.
There you go.
Wow.
KG had such a smooth shot.
Yeah. So good. It's like crazy how KG aged. Does not look any different than like his character in the movie.
Yeah. I think that's why.
I mean, minus the facial hair, like specifically, but yeah.
Yeah. 10 years later and still looks the same.
So cool. I want to go out. Okay.
Rondo.
Okay, you mentioned at the beginning, movie's part of the Criterion Collection. If you want to own it on physical, you should get it. I highly recommend it. Do you own it?
Do I?
Yeah, the Criterion version.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Barnes
me too.
Noble, half off.
Yep, I own the Criterion version. Just smoking in there. I own the Criterion version. I also own a regular Blu-ray edition.
Oh, really?
Just in case. You never know.
Committed. I like it.
Got to stay committed to the faves. Yeah, fucking gem.
Yeah, shot.
Woof. You get a lot less The Weeknd in this movie than I remember. It's like 10 minutes and that's it.
Very welcome though. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, no complaints. See, and now we're back to the score that started us off. It's very like eerie, kind of like transcendent score that we haven't heard since the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which is such a fucking play because, and that's I think what makes it so shocking is like, it is peaceful and you haven't heard it since the beginning when like everything was okay and they're winning and like we just did it and we're getting the payout and like, oh my God, he did it and how he won. What is this, 24 hours removed from asking his wife to take him back?
Right.
So obviously Arno in this situation is happy. I mean, that smile, that blink is enough to be like, wow.
He's going to get his money.
I should have trusted him. Like I'm getting my money. Really, Arno needs better henchmen. That's where I land on the moral of this movie. Oh my God.
Oh.
Just like, Ben, stop. God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. They'd rather rob his jewelry store than get the payout?
It's insane.
Now they're turning on Arno? Maybe I should get like, I got to figure out when Howie was born and I'll just get like an RIP Howie Ratner, till whatever in 2012.
Till 2012, yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
I'd be so mad if I was Arno.
Dude, I mean, look at it. He's trying to get out. He's trying to leave. He knows he's next. Oh my God. So these guys aren't family. And they're just like, I just want to steal things and kill people.
They're just going to, yeah. Even though the money's coming.
Wow. You're totally right, though. It is some form of like relief where like Howard is dead and you're like, you can take a breath because like you don't have to put up with the shenanigans anymore.
It's all these people in his life that have no idea yet.
Okay, let me ask you rewatchable style here. What happens in the day, the 2 days, the week following this incident and when the movie stops?
What happens?
Yeah. Like, what do you think goes down? His family has to find out about it somehow. His wife knows. His kids are going to find out that he's dead. KG is going to find out that he's dead. Like, does this change does this change how KG feels about the opal? Like, things like that.
I mean, I don't think KG finds anything out, unless Damani tells him.
And you don't think Damani would tell him?
I don't know why he would, you know. I wonder if Julia keeps all the money once she finds out? Like,
yeah, that's kind of my core question. I think she keeps the money and just
because these henchmen don't know about her, right? Or they don't know who it is.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, because they thought she was over there, but then the guy collected the money, and so they don't know where she went.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
What an ending.
I mean, so is his wife is inherently sad on some level, but like, how long does she mourn? I don't know if it's that long.
Yeah, I mean, she probably mourned the relationship a while ago. Like, I don't know that it's still, she'll be sad, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Julia gets out on the best terms here. I think she gets the money. She loved Howie, but what the fuck? She'll find somebody else.
Oh, man.
Wow, dude.
Back to that same beginning shot.
Yep. It's like ethereal peace.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, we did it.
We did it, man.
First watch along.
I think it's really gorgeous to do this too, because like the fate of the opal and like the destiny that the opal consumes has been written in it for millions of years. Like, this opal got there for a reason, and Howie died for a reason. Like, all of this energy was possessed in the opal from the beginning.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it all culminated in this.
Wow. Dude, R.I.P. Howie, honestly.
Yeah, maybe that's all you need. Just R.I.P. Howie.
He had a tough job. I love this song during the credits. I have it on one of my playlists, and I listen to it all of the time. It's a heater.
Who is it? I don't even know.
I have no idea. It's
nice.
Somebody I've never heard of.
Hell yeah.
So good, though. Wow. We did it, Ben.
We did it.
How do you feel? First watch long of the pod, complete.
I think it's a good one to start with. I'd be super curious to hear what other people, like what other movies people would want us to cover.
Yeah.
This one was fun, though. It's nice to throw back to the very first episode of the pod.
Episode number 1. Yeah. Gosh. So where does Uncut Gems rank for you in your A24 rankings? Now that you've seen it again, now that you're fresh off a watch.
Top 3rd for sure. I don't know exactly, like, I don't know that's like top 5 or anything like that, but it's like,
sure,
it's up there.
Right after The Witch,
doubt.
Probably.
Yeah. Look at board operator's name, Paul Dickover. That's a bummer of a last name, man.
Are you serious?
That's a real bummer of a last name.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a bad draw.
Yeah, this is right after The Witch for sure.
Of course.
God, man, if people made us watch that would just be me shitting on it for however long it is.
I think that's what we should do. We should get, if you're a patron member, I'll give you a vote, and then whatever you vote, that's what we got to watch. Guess it's The Witch.
For it.
A little Black Phillip action. Oh, wow. Okay, Ben. Well, I mean, the credits are rolling. They're still going, but I will say that's our first watch along in the books. Throwback to episode number 1. Uncut Gems, my favorite A24 movie, number 1. Without fail, without doubt. It just
number 1 with a bullet to Howie's head.
I wouldn't have it any other way. That's that's just the way that I want it. let's do an A24 ranking. What do you see, classic episode style? What's your A24 ranking for Uncut Gems?
A24.
A24.
It's solid. Yeah. I'm curious. I'd be curious to go back and see what I ranked it the first time, but
I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, that was over 100 episodes ago.
I'm pulling up right now. We both gave it a first cow, which at the time was our top, ranking.
I guarantee I said like it was the best, like the first of the first cow. Had to
probably,
be.
Probably, without a doubt.
Well, I agree. I mean, I give it an A+24. That's
nice.
Obviously how I would rank it. Do you have any Uncut Gems closing thoughts as the credits kind of wind out here?
I just got to come down off of this like pulsating movie, but it was super fun. It was fun to talk about. I hope people enjoyed this.
So electric, honestly. It is one of those movies that you finish and you kind of are consumed for like the rest of the night thinking about it, where you're just like, wow, it's like, damn, I can't believe that went down that way.
Yes.
I'm so thankful that we did this and that hopefully, people listened. I'd be really curious if people want us to do another one. Might do these on a semi-regular basis. We'll see what we can do. We obviously have jobs and families and things, and this is not that. So we'll see what we can squeeze in the schedule. But I had a blast, dude. This was great.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. We're back next week, back to the show, right?
We are, yeah.
What are we talking about?
Regular episode of the pod next week. We are talking about Mississippi Grind, a movie that you've seen, I believe.
Yeah. Also a gambling movie.
Yes. Back to the gambling. Ryan Reynolds and
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yes, Ben Mendelsohn. And we are having a special guest on the pod, Tyler Whitmore from the Real Talk podcast, also a pretty prominent voice over in the film talk sphere of TikTok. So very excited to get him on the show. I've never seen Mississippi Grind, and I'm pretty cold on Ryan Reynolds, and I'm pretty hot on Mendelsohn. So really interested to see where I land with that one.
I'm very curious. I think this will. I don't want to guess, but I will guess that I think this will be good for your Reynolds feelings.
Oh, okay. Put me back on the right track.
Turn you around completely, but I think you'll enjoy this version of him for sure.
Oh, well, I'm very excited. That's going to be pretty cool. I think Uncut Gems has officially ended, Ben. I think we made it through the credits, through the banger final song.
We did it.
And we did it. It's in the books. Super exciting.
Super fun. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode and what other movies you want us to watch along for. This was a good time. I hope you all enjoyed it. Good time.
I gotcha.
We are on Twitter and Instagram at 24 Minutes of A24. We're also on YouTube where you could watch this and the movie and watch along with us. So yeah, thanks again everyone for your support. If you want, we have a Patreon that you can sign up for where we talk about movies that aren't in the A24 library. It's a lot of fun. You can go support us there if you want, but thanks so much just for listening. We really appreciate having you all here. I am Ben Lawhorn.
And I'm Ethan Simmie. Holy shit, I'm going to come.
I love it.